Hi, in this tutorial I will explain how to design ripple counter or asynchronous counter. In order to design ripple counter or asynchronous counter, we generally use T flip-flops or JK flip-flops. Today I will explain how to design 3-bit ripple counter, both up counter and down counter with T flip-flops. So since we are designing 3-bit counter, we need 3 flip-flops. If you want to design 4-bit counter, we need 4 T flip-flops. Since we are designing 3-bit counter, we need 3 T flip-flops. So let us take the T flip-flops where you can find the T flip-flops. Press TAL. Where you can scroll down, you can see TFF, T flip-flops. Press OK. Since we need 3 T flip-flops, so let us select it, Control C and Control V. So and one more T flip-flop we need, Control V. So 3 T flip-flops we have selected. Now, so each T flip-flop consisting of T input, set input and reset input, both are active high. 2 outputs, both are complementary, Q and Q bar and clock input. Now, in order to, we have to make connections to this in order to make it as a counter. So for this purpose, so first one, in the sources, you can see digital sources. In digital sources, you can find interactive digital constant. Press OK. So connect all the set inputs of 3 T flip-flops to 0. Connect all the set pins of 3 T flip-flops to 0. If you keep it 1, if you change this pin to 1, so then all the T flip-flops are set initially. So in order to not to set the T flip-flops, keep this pin as 0. Similarly, for reset inputs, take one more digital constant where connect all the reset inputs to 0 of 3 T flip-flops to 0. Now, if you keep the reset button to 1, all the T flip-flops are in reset condition. So in order to not to reset the T flip-flops, keep this button as 0. Now we need one more interactive digital constant for T inputs. So Control C, Control V. So connect all the T inputs. Remember that in order to construct ripple counter, all the T flip-flops are connected to logic 1. So connect all these T flip-flop also, join all the T inputs and connect it to logic 1. Now finally we need clock for this. So where you can see place source, digital clock, where you can see digital clock here. So by default this digital clock is 1 kilohertz. That means 1 kilohertz means 1 millisecond. So in 1 millisecond you cannot observe the change in the output. So therefore I am changing it to 10 Hz. So in order to observe change in the output from 0 to 1, 2, 3, in order to observe the count, so I am changing the clock frequency to 10 Hz in order to notice the change in the output. Now, so you can see that, so the clock is connected only to the first flip-flop. We can use either Q or Q bar as clock for the second flip-flops. Now in order to make up counter, connect Q bar as clock to the next flip-flop, connect Q bar as clock to the next flip-flops. So in this way you can construct up counter. Now finally we need outputs, indicators. So you place indicator. In the indicator you can see the probe. You can take any probe. I am taking the blue color probe. So by default its value is 2.5 volts. Now change it to 5 volts. Press OK. Now connect. So we need 3 indicators. Control C and Control V. We get one more indicator. So indicator, and take one more indicator. Control V. So remember that, so the rightmost T flip-flop is the most significant bit, the leftmost T flip-flop is least significant bit. Now let us observe the count. If you press the run button, you can check the up counter 1, 2, 3, because this is MSB 4, 5, 6, 7. Now again the count starts from 0. So we can observe the count like this. So in order to observe the digital number also, where you can also visualize the number also, number of the count. So for this purpose, in the place indicator, where you can see the hex display, you can take any color. So I taking a blue color DCD hex display. So okay, since we are visualizing only 3 up to 7, so we don't need this pin. In order to observe 4 bits, we use this pin also. So connect this pin to MSB output, next one to the next one, finally last one to the LSB output. Now you can check, run it, and now you can check the numbers also. You can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again the count starts from 0. So one more observation, as I said earlier, suppose if you keep the set button to 1, you can see that the output is permanently set to, all the flip-flops are permanently set to 1 condition. So therefore if you keep this set button to 1, all the flip-flops are set to 1. Now in order to make the count, so make this set input to 0. You can see again the count starts from 0, 1. Suppose if you keep the reset button to 0, where you can see that all the outputs are cleared, so therefore the output is permanently in reset condition, it will not change the count. So therefore keep the reset button to 0. Now you can see the count is increasing, 1, 2, 3. Suppose if you keep the T button to 0, the output will not change. You can see that the output will remain same. If you keep T input as 0, the output will remain, the outputs of the T flip-flops will not change as per the truth table of T flip-flop. Now if you keep the T as 1, all the flip-flops toggle their outputs, so therefore the output keeps on changing. So in this way you can construct the up counter. Now stop this. In order to make it as a down counter, make minor corrections in the circuit. Remove this Q bar connection, and connect. Use Q as clock for the next flip-flop. Now see, this counter starts working as a down counter. Let us run this and let us check it out whether it is working as down counter or not. You can see now it is working as down counter. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. In this way you can make both up counter and down counter very easily with T flip-flops. In order to make up counter, use Q bar as clock for next flip-flop. In order to make it as a down counter, use Q as clock for the next flip-flops. So this is the very simple design of 3-bit ripple counter. If you want to construct 4-bit ripple counter, we need 4 T flip-flops. So thank you.